Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll tell you why this group from Argentina is here checking out North Dakota beef.
On the Soil Health Minute, we'll talk about using cereal rye as a mode of action for weed suppression.
And these may look like lakes, but they're actually flooded farm fields. We'll see what the state of South Dakota is doing to regulation on them. Welcome to AgweekTV, I'm Shauna Olson. Dry conditions in parts of central North and South Dakota continue to cause problems for ranchers. Hay lands aren't producing as much and pasture lands are suffering from a lack of rain, and ranchers are managing around the conditions. Shayna and Aaron Strumman own Strumman Ranch near Fort Rice, North Dakota. It's a family operation. They raise registered Angus cattle. They operate on 100% grass and purchase supplemental feed every year. Aaron Strumman says that the dryness is affecting how they care for their herd. He says they've had to cut back on some numbers going to pasture. They've had to find additional grass for some cows to go on, and he says they were lucky to find that grass.
We're going to take some cows to some feedlots. We're going to take to one feedlot, but just to ease things up for our cattle that will be staying at home for the winter.
Strumman says unless they get some substantial rainfall really soon, there's not going to be a lot of extra grass for grazing into the winter. He says their management practices and rotational grazing have really helped preserve a lot of subsoil moisture and help them a lot during these dry times. While dealing with drought conditions, the Strummans hosted guests from another part of the world. A group of about 50 men from Argentina came to check out their herd and learn from them. It's not a typical day at the Strumman Ranch, but it's also not out of the ordinary for them to host tour groups from other countries.
We probably learn as much from them as they do from us. We ask them a lot of questions when we have time to do that. Today is their day to be here, to look at our genetics, look at the sires that we've used, our management protocols, and then, and ask questions.
Most of them are ranchers in Argentina. A few vets and herd consultants make up the group. One animal in particular they want to see, this guy, Torque.
Well, they're mainly here on this genetics tour to find new genetics to use. We have a bull that we own with genetics and an outfit in California, and they're here to find more information out about him, and to look at him and then look at progeny of other bulls that we've used from genetics.
Brad Johnson is the director of beef genetics for GenX Cooperative, one of the largest AI co-ops in the country. They provide bull semen to ranchers to enhance genetics in herds.
They're cattlemen that are touring with us throughout the U.S., looking at new genetics to incorporate into their herds. And we're visiting some herds that are heavy in genetics influence so that we can show them some of the best progeny available.
The group is on a 2-week tour throughout the U.S. They started in Kansas and moved up through the Midwest and will finish in Montana. After years of hype, speculation, and uncertainty, farmers and agronomists are making more and better use of drones. That's partly because the FAA released its rules on the commercial use of small, low-level, unmanned aircraft in ag. But as Jonathan Knutson reports, technological improvements in cameras and software help too.
If you're involved with ag, you know there's been a lot of talk and speculation about UAVs, such as this one. We're visiting with one frontline business that's making actual use of them.
You'll get there some that are skeptical, which is good.
Nick Otto has used drones successfully for 3 years. He gathers data for his agronomy business. It gives customers better information on stand counts and chemical use, among other things.
We're trying to find weed patches in wheat. Wild oats specifically, when we get our data back, we can create zone maps to just spray specific parts of fields to save money on chemical. Then we're also using it this year to fly alfalfa fields, trying to find the winter kill. We had growers that we went and flew their fields to see how many acres were left. You don't always get the results you want, and it takes a lot of time. It's not a fast process.
The drone takes 400 photos of a quarter of land, then stitches them into a single image. 3 years ago, that took 2 days and wasn't fully accurate. But Otto says the technology has improved since then.
The software flies the drones where we don't have to fly them. We can set a pattern, set what field it is. It calculates how many passes it's going to make, takes the pictures automatically, and that's been a big improvement. But going forward, we need to have the data come back faster. We need to have better drones, better battery life. My goal is for the farmers to do their own flying, have their own equipment, and then have the agronomist process the data and analyze the data. But we also need them to be affordable for farmers and agronomists to have them. They need to be affordable.
Farmers and other Aggies still have a lot to learn about using drones, but they're making progress. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
NDSU drone specialist John Nowatzki says about 1/4 of the state's farmers and agronomists will use drones this season. He says if you have questions about drones, contact your county extension agent. While many struggle with drought, some have way too much water. Up next on AgweekTV, we'll show you where some fields have become lakes and the problems that's caused.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Cornstalk Guide. It's made out of UHMW, ultra-high molecular weight poly, which is extremely durable. Typically what you'll see on corn heads is the idler chain in the sprocket sticks out. We attach to the side of a snout. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA. Introducing the new Challenger 1000 series, tractors unlike any other manufactured by AGCO. Redefining what a wheel tractor is capable of when it comes to wheel slip, power to ground, and fuel economy. Today, it's not enough just to be tough. You've got to be smarter than everyone else, too. Contact your Challenger dealer today to get in the seat of the new Challenger 1000. Superior engineering, superior performance, superior productivity. The next generation of tractors from your Challenger dealer.
Celebrate 175 years of Case IH equipment heritage with a limited edition Case skid steer or compact track loader painted with the same red paint of the venerable Case IH farm equipment line. Only 175 are being built and they're going fast. Built to the same specifications on the same assembly line as the award-winning regular Case models, these machines are a working piece of history. Get yours before they're all gone. Hurry into your local Titan Machinery location or go to www.red175.com to learn more today.
Keep your pickup box organized with Delta Storage Solutions from Home of Economy. Our Delta toolboxes keep your gear safe and dry while maximizing storage. Then add on a Delta fuel tank. It integrates seamlessly with our Delta toolboxes to save you space. And Home of Economy's got your tank accessories, Fill-Rite transfer pumps, Baldwin fuel filters, and the region's largest selection of hoses and nozzles. Get your pickup box storage solutions today at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
This is the time of year many of us like to hit a favorite fishing lake, but that's caused big problems for some farmers and landowners in northeastern South Dakota, where high water has turned some fields into lakes. The lakes are attracting sportsmen, and some landowners say it's an unwelcome intrusion. State lawmakers took up the issue at a special session in June in the wake of lawsuits by landowners to close access to the lakes. Mikkel Pates has more.
They may look like lakes, but to the landowners, it's still their farms. Since 1993, heavy rains have created dozens of lakes that are prime fishing spots and problems for many farmers.
We're trying to figure out the balance in terms of the public's access to use this water that is over flooded private land.
There are no outlets to drain these lakes, so they'll be there until they evaporate. The new law passed by the South Dakota legislature is a compromise. It reopens 25 bigger fishing lakes and allows landowners to either open or post dozens of smaller lakes.
I'd say it's far from a perfect law, but it's going to help some of us. It's not going to help all of us, but it's a better place, I would say, than where landowners have been for the last 20 years.
Recreational fishing and related businesses have expanded as the South Dakota Game and Fish Department has stocked the lakes with fish. While that's good news for sportsmen, it's caused tension with landowners.
I think it's our job to protect the rights of the landowner. And I'd say that Game and Fish essentially trampled on the rights of the landowner.
The problem is that people, are trying to get access to it by probably some fairly inventive means, whether it's launching boats off of township and county roads, trespassing across private land to get there, parking problems, you have people blocking approaches.
Bob Whitmire says 300 of his 1,100 acres have been underwater for the past several years. He's lost farm income, but he still has to make the payments and pay taxes on the flooded land. But by law, he hasn't been able to stop anyone from trespassing on it and using it for recreation and fishing.
The idea that I'm on my way to work Monday through Friday to not only pay the taxes on that property, but to pay off the title. And while the public is enjoying it, is a huge insult, but also this is your home. And if that becomes public, it's also snowmobiling. There's also waterfowling interests and other recreation that comes to mind.
One problem with the intrusion is that inundated cattle fences or posts create a liability problem as a public nuisance. The bill sunsets in 2018, so the legislature is sure to take up the issue next session.
It changes your whole aspect of what it means to live in rural South Dakota. If your property is some kind of a conditional deed, is your property wet or is your property dry? And if it's dry, it's yours, and if it's wet, it's ours.
In northeast South Dakota, this is Mikkel Pates for Ag Week.
Coming up next on the Soil Health Minute, we'll talk about how cereal rye is helping us manage weeds.
But first, find out more about the drought in the Dakotas in your upcoming agri-weather forecast.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Adventure awaits at the Farmers Union Camp, presented by the North Dakota Farmers Union. Farmers Union Camp is the perfect place for young campers to develop cooperation, teamwork, and leadership skills. Campers will enjoy theme nights, skits, games, talent shows, and more. Camps are held at Wesley Acres and Hart Butte in June, July, and August. Register by May 15th to get $25 off your camp fee. For camp dates and more information, visit us at ndfu.org or call 800-366-8331.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Weather portion of Ag Week now, and summer is really making a stand right now. We've gone through a pattern now, especially in the northern plains, several waves of fairly strong heat moving through, and it looks like that kind of trend will continue. And while there have been storms, some of them pretty big storms as we usually get in July, the actual precipitation output continues to get spottier and spottier. And so the net effect is increasing areas of drought across North Dakota, some parts of South Dakota, maybe a few areas of western Minnesota, and it's gradually going to be expanding, I think, as we go through July based on the weather pattern that I'm seeing. Jet stream has gone north after a cool last couple of weeks of June. Warm weather and hot weather throughout the west. Now, had a question this week, what do we mean by warm and hot? Because I don't specifically try to forecast temperatures out to 2 weeks. The idea behind the warm is it's typical warm summertime weather. A lot of 80s, maybe around 90 in the northern plains, 80s and low 90s in the south. The hot means definitely above average. A lot of 90s with some spots in the hundreds, okay? So with that in mind, as we go through this week, it's going to stay pretty warm, and the hot weather will periodically surge back and forth out of the southwest and south central states up into the northern plains. The Great Lakes area in the northeast won't be too bad, but a lot of the Great Plains, quite frankly, it's just going to be a pretty hot week. And as the ridge builds more toward the Hudson Bay area by the end of this week, that's probably going to pull some of those really warm temperatures a little bit further east. Precipitation, we may be dealing with a little system producing some scattered storms early in the week passing through the plains. They'll be scattered, though. Those will drop down into the lower Mississippi Valley and kind of hang out down there. Most of the rain from the system will likely head east underneath this trough, and there will be an expanding area of generally bone-dry weather over the western and some parts of the central U.S., which I fear will get pulled northward into the second week as this ridge pulls up toward the Hudson Bay region. So it's looking like it's going to be fairly dry across the northern plains area. Now, notice I've got a little weather system coming in late, but I feel like that precipitation will likely kind of just fizz out before it really gets into the northern plains. Now we're talking sometime in mid to late July. As far as the heat goes in the second week, it's going to be pretty hot, I think, through the middle of July. There may be days where it's not as bad, but there certainly will be some hot days, and I fully expect many areas of North and South Dakota, particularly the western and central parts of those states, to have several days in the next 2 weeks with temperatures up around or over 100 degrees. So the pattern continues, heat wave after heat wave, rain's getting spottier and spottier. So for northern plains, upper Midwest agricultural purposes, the outlook is the net effect, increasing drought. As we've been talking about all summer, it's going to get drier before it gets wet again.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Celebrate 175 years of Case IH equipment heritage with a limited edition Case skid steer or compact track loader painted with the same red paint of the venerable Case IH farm equipment line. Only 175 are being built, and they're going fast. Built to the same specifications on the same assembly line as the award-winning regular Case models, these machines are a working piece of history. Get yours before they're all gone. Hurry into your local Titan Machinery location or go to www.red175.com to learn more today.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Cornstalk Guide. It's made out of UHMW, ultra-high molecular weight poly, which is extremely durable. Typically what you'll see on corn heads is the idler chain in the sprocket sticks out. We attach to the side of a snout. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Introducing the new Challenger 1000 series, tractors unlike any other manufactured by AGCO. Redefining what a wheel tractor is capable of when it comes to wheel slip, power to ground, and fuel economy. Today, it's not enough just to be tough. You've got to be smarter than everyone else, too. Contact your Challenger dealer today to get in the seat of the new Challenger 1000. Superior engineering, superior performance, superior productivity. The next generation of tractors from your Challenger dealer.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
The Ag Week Soil Health Minute is sponsored by the North Dakota Corn Council and the North Dakota Soybean Council.
Cover crops can do more than just build soil health. They can help manage weeds. In this Soil Health Minute, Extension Specialist Dr. Abby Wick takes us to a field where we see this firsthand.
We've talked about the many uses of cover crops in rotation for management of moisture, for building soil health like aggregates and maintaining soil biological communities. One benefit that's not directly related to soil health is weed suppression. So in this field, we interseeded about 40 pounds of cereal rye into corn last year at tasseling. We left some check strips of no rye to be able to evaluate this system. Cereal rye is a winter annual, so it overwintered and grew this spring. And then we came in with soybean and seeded into the living cereal rye. The rye was then terminated with a full rate of glyphosate immediately after seeding, and no pre-emerge chemicals were applied to this field. Now that we've moved over to a strip where we didn't have cereal rye, you can see a huge difference in the number of weeds and the size of the weeds. We're consistently finding 10 times the weed biomass when rye is not part of the system versus when we have rye and we plant a soybean into the living rye. So what's happening here? Cereal rye suppresses weeds through both competition and also an allelopathic effect, which means natural chemicals leak out of the rye roots and helps to manage the weeds. This chemical is not harmful to a broadleaf legume like soybean, but it can hurt corn yields. So at NDSU, we only recommend planting soybean into a living cereal rye, not corn and never wheat. When determining your weed management program, consider adding cover crops for suppression of weeds. You can get more information on this in the Soil Health Minute in Ag Week magazine. You can also go to the NDSU Soil Health webpage.
A healthy new drink featuring a mysterious superfruit is now on local store shelves. Ty Philly has more on Axe Water, an exotic health drink with a little taste of Dakota.
It's the most powerful fruit.
3 times the amount of antioxidants over blueberries
you've never heard of.
If you surveyed 100 people, maybe 3 people have heard of Aronia berries, and probably 1 or 2 only actually know what it is.
These tart berries are Blake Johnson's secret weapon.
Getting the Aronia berry now out to the mainstream market and getting the health benefits that are associated with it.
Johnson is one of the owners of Axe Water, a low-calorie, high-antioxidant health drink with Aronia berries taking the lead role. But why use a fruit hardly anyone has heard of? Well, calling it a superfruit might be selling Aronia berries short. It's packed with antioxidants, it promotes eye health, immune system function, and a host of other things, which is exactly why farmer Greg Nelson began planting them a few years back.
I've got COPD, hard time breathing. His Aronia juice seemed to help. I said, maybe I'll grow my own.
Axe Water currently gets its berry supply from out of state, but is looking to locally source its superfruit from Nelson and other nearby farmers by the end of the year.
We wanted to bring some value to the state, so having more people growing Aronia berries, it's great for Axe Water, it's great for North Dakota.
Well, the neat thing is we can grow it here. I mean, we don't have to go out of the country to get it.
Nelson admits there are some growing pains raising a mysterious fruit in North Dakota.
A lot of trial and error.
But nothing super.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Comes easy.
Axe Water is now in stores throughout the region. Each bottle has only 30 calories and costs about $3. Up next on Ag Week TV, farmers share food conversation with consumers at Farm to Fork.
The North Dakota Soybean Council invests checkoff dollars to increase soybean demand, increase yields, and open new markets. The soybean checkoff has resulted in stronger prices and higher yielding varieties. Checkoff dollars fund research to bring solutions to farmers' greatest production challenges. Global demand for North Dakota soybeans for human consumption, animal feed, and commercial use has never been greater. Checkoff dollars, investing in a profitable future for North Dakota soybean farmers.
Okay, all you lefse makers, it's time to boil potatoes and roll that dough. Home of Economy is looking for the region's best tasting lefse to compete in the Hostfest Lefse Masters this fall. Home of Economy is your home of lefse, and as an official pre-qualifier, we're conducting lefse contests at 6 of our North Dakota stores. Each top winner advances to Hostfest for a chance to be crowned the Lefse Master. So grab your apron and register online at homeoflefse.com.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
Adventure awaits at the Farmers Union Camp, presented by the North Dakota Farmers Union. Farmers Union Camp is the perfect place for young campers to develop cooperation, teamwork, and leadership skills. Campers will enjoy theme nights, skits, games, talent shows, and more. Camps are held at Wesley Acres and Hart Butte in June, July, and August. Register by May 15th to get $25 off your camp fee. For camp dates and more information, visit us at ndfu.org or call 800-366-8331.
WDAY 970 AM has added the Red River Farm Network to its lineup. Join the Red River Farm Network team as we partner with Ag Week to cover the area's #1 industry, agriculture. Join us Monday through Friday for Country Morning at 7 a.m., opening markets at 8:30, market updates at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30, closing markets at 1:30. We're committed to reporting agriculture's business on the Red River Farm Network, Ag Week, and WDAY 970 AM.
AgweekTV, presented by Kaler Farms.
South Dakota soybean farmers are sharing the positive message of agriculture with consumers to help them better understand the industry. To do that, they recently invited consumers and key leaders to a farm-to-fork dinner at the Walt Bones Farm near Parker, South Dakota. Michelle Rook attended the event and caught the conversation.
Consumers want to know more about where their food comes from, and they're learning it directly from farmers here at this Farm to Fork event. At the dinner, host Walt Bones and area farmers shared a meal of locally grown products and a conversation about growing food.
And it gets us an opportunity to tell them what we're doing, how we're doing it.
Sioux Falls Mayor Mike Huther says his takeaway is that consumers should not take agriculture for granted.
We've got such great foundations in terms of our economic development stool, but folks, we're reliant on agriculture.
Brookings food blogger Stacy Perry attended to learn how farmers raise livestock.
I like to learn about farming and how the farmers take care of their animals, and there's so much care, and I just don't know that people realize that.
And for farmer Mark Reiner, it was also a chance to address some of the other questions consumers have about farming.
Some people are really concerned about what kind of crops you grow, what kind of livestock you raise, how do you manage the water on your farm. The questions that we get are really varied.
The Farm to Fork dinner is part of South Dakota Soybeans' Hungry for Truth initiative. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
Thanks for watching Ag Week TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. We'll see you next week.